Ever feel like every jewelry brand is doing this exact same thing on social media and other marketing channels? Or maybe you've watched a competitor absolutely crush it and you're wondering, should I be doing that too? Keeping an eye on your competitors can be a smart strategy, but there's a fine line between learning and straight up copying. I'm Larissa Warstick, and for the last 8 years, my women-run marketing agency, Joy Joya, has been helping jewelry brands thrive. I'm here to help you toss aside the one-size-fits-all playbook and create a unique marketing strategy so your brand can shine in a sea of sparkle. All right, let's jump in, sparklers. In this episode, I'm talking about how to track competitors in a way that inspires you instead of making you feel stuck in comparison mode. First, let's talk about why I think it's important to watch your competitors, but not obsess over them. As you probably know, it's way too easy to fall into the comparison trap. One minute, you're just casually scrolling Instagram, and the next, you're spiraling. They're getting so many more likes than me. Their product photography is perfect. Their new collection just sold out in a day. What am I doing wrong? Does that sound familiar? Keeping an eye on your competitors can be healthy and even strategic when you do it the right way. It can give you insights into what's working in the industry, help you spot new trends, and even highlight gaps in the market that you can uniquely fill. But the moment you start obsessing, like checking their page every day, tweaking your strategy based on what they're doing, or feel like you're constantly playing catch up, that's when it becomes toxic and can actually hurt your business. So let's start with the positive. For one, your competitors can potentially give you a pulse on what's resonating with your shared audience. If you notice that a lot of brands with your same target audience are suddenly putting a major focus on their values in their storytelling, that could be a sign, but also doesn't guarantee that customer preferences are shifting and your shared audiences really care about brand values. And that's important information for you to know. It doesn't mean you have to copy what they're doing, but it does mean you can decide, does this align with my brand? Is there a way to bring my own spin to this? But then there are also the negatives. If you're constantly watching competitors, it's really easy to start reacting instead of creating. Instead of leading with your own vision, you might start shaping your brand based on what others are doing. And it's so easy to just slowly slip into this habit. I've seen it happen. It's a dangerous place to be because the more that you blend in, the harder it is to stand out. Customers don't want a brand that's just another version of someone else. They want something fresh and something that feels personal and authentic. I want you to be in the driver's seat of your business and not constantly looking over your shoulder. So if you have a healthy outlook now on competitor research and you want to get into it, here's the how. You don't need to stalk every jewelry brand out there or get overwhelmed by trying to track a dozen different businesses. Instead, I want you to pick 3 to 5 competitors to follow. That's it. Keep it super manageable. So what should you actually look for? One thing you can look for is engagement patterns. So take a quick glance at some of their recent social media posts, for example. If the like count isn't hidden, see which of their posts are getting the most reactions. Are certain types of content performing better than others? Are people engaging more with behind-the-scenes videos, customer testimonials, or storytelling posts? You can't always guarantee you're getting the full picture by doing this because back-end data is where the real insights are, but you can definitely catch a vibe of what's working. Does this mean you should copy their content? Absolutely not. But if you notice a pattern, maybe every time they post a video explaining the craftsmanship behind their pieces, it gets a ton of engagement, it could be a sign that your own audience would appreciate more of that kind of content too. The next way you could track competitors is through new product drops and the marketing strategy around that. So pay attention to how they launch new pieces. Are they building anticipation before the drop? Are they doing behind the scenes previews, countdowns, or live Q&As? Look at how they present their collections. Do they tie them to a theme, a story, a specific customer experience? There are things you can analyze and adapt to your own brand in a way that fits your unique style. Next, check out their product pages. A lot of people overlook this, but there's so much to learn from a well-designed product page. Take a look at how your competitors showcase their jewelry. Do they have engaging videos of the pieces in motion? Are they using 360-degree views? Are they providing helpful details that make the customer feel confident about the purchase? And pay attention to the descriptions too. Are they story-driven? Or do they just list materials and dimensions? Are they offering payment plans, styling suggestions, or customer testimonials? All of these little details add up to create a better shopping experience. Here's a really important part, because just because your competitor is doing something or has something on their e-commerce site doesn't mean it's actually enhancing the customer experience, and you don't necessarily just want to jump to that. So walk through the customer journey yourself as if you are a buyer. So you're going to pretend you're a customer. You're going to go to their website, browse their products, and ask yourself, does the experience feel smooth and intuitive? Are there points where you feel stuck or confused? How easy is it to navigate, find information, and actually get to checkout? This can be a wealth of insights for you. If you notice that they have a super streamlined process and it makes buying feel effortless, hey, even if you actually sort of feel tempted to buy, that's probably a good sign. Take notes. On the flip side, if something about their website is frustrating, maybe the images don't load properly or the checkout process is clunky, you know what to avoid in your own business. Customer reviews can also be another hidden gem of competitor research. They can tell you a lot, not just about the competitor's jewelry, but about what their customers care about. So if they have reviews, read through them, look for patterns. Are people raving about the packaging? Do they love the customer service? Are there complaints about long shipping times or pieces not looking like the photos? These insights will help you fine-tune your own business to meet customer expectations better. And the last thing I would recommend looking out for is consistency across channels. So is their branding and messaging consistent across all platforms? For example, does Instagram feel the same as their website? Are they emailing customers in a way that matches the voice of their social media? Cohesion is really key in building a strong brand identity, and if you notice someone doing it really well, take note of what makes it work. Also, look at where they're showing up. Are they doubling down on Pinterest but not using TikTok? Are they investing heavily in email marketing while keeping social media minimal? Seeing what channels they're prioritizing can help you decide where to focus your own efforts. You don't have to be super sneaky to do this competitive research because thanks to the internet, most of this stuff is already out there. You don't even have to be creepy about it or make a fake account or join some kind of VIP group. There are plenty of ethical ways to keep an eye on your competitors. I've already kind of mentioned some of them, but looking at their social media profiles, obviously, see what they're posting, how the audience is responding. Look at their email marketing. If it's a bigger brand, some brands tend to be on email aggregator platforms like Milled. That is a platform that's basically like a feed of many, many brands' email campaigns. So if you're looking at a bigger brand that has a more established presence, you may find them on Milled and you can study their emails there without even having to sign up for their list. Obviously, their website, their product pages, all those things are accessible to you online. And when you're looking at them, make sure you look at these things both on a desktop and a mobile device, because you may find things about the experience that are different on both. and in some ways frustrating, especially on mobile. And then customer reviews, don't just look on their website. See if they have reviews on places like Yelp, Google, in other places. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, where do you put reviews? But Google the company name and see if you can find any other customer feedback about them. Like sometimes it might be a Better Business Bureau page, or if they are an employer, there might be feedback on LinkedIn about the company. So get creative in the way that you search for feedback about your competitor. So after all this talk about keeping an eye on your competitors, I want you to please remember the most important thing. There's a huge difference between being inspired and straight up copying. Knowing the difference is what will keep your brand feeling fresh, authentic, and unmistakably yours. Inspiration means observing trends, understanding what's working, and adapting those insights in a way that aligns with your brand. Copying, on the other hand, is directly imitating someone else's voice, designs, and marketing strategy without making your own. And customers can tell when something feels like a knockoff. A great gut check is to ask yourself, would this idea still make sense for my brand if I had never seen it before, if I had never seen my competitors doing it? If the answer is no, then it's probably not coming from you, it's coming from comparison mode. The key to standing out isn't looking at competitors and thinking, how can I do this too? It's asking, what's missing that only I can bring to the table? That is your empty space, the unique perspective, aesthetic, or storytelling approach that makes your brand different from the rest. Competitors should really be a benchmark for you, not a blueprint. So shift your focus to, what do my customers want more of? The strongest brands out there, they don't follow trends. They build community around something distinctly theirs. And that's how you stop blending in and start becoming the brand that others look to for inspiration. So what do you think? How do you approach keeping an eye on competitors without letting it influence your brand too much? Have you ever caught yourself in the comparison trap? Or have you found a strategy that keeps you focused on your own lane? I'd love to hear how you navigate this balance and what insights you've gained along the way. Let's keep this conversation going. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for even more tips.